Let's talk about noise. So I've started a new blank patch for us. Sounds beautiful like this. And I just want to show what noise is. So if we bring down the volume from oscillator 1, we have no sound. If I bring in the noise now, you hear it. This is how it sounds. No matter what note I play, it has no pitch. It is what it is. This lets you play it a little bit more, but don't mind. This is just, I'm just playing around. So this is noise, and you can either here change it to a darker tone, red noise, or a brighter tone, blue noise, or the balanced middle, the white noise. Usually you only have white noise in your synth, if at all, at least from my experience. Now you may ask yourself, what the hell is this for? Right? Because it sounds like a TV on Snow Picture. So it adds some, it sounds like wind sometimes, and it mainly has two purposes on two kind of patches. So either you pick a pad, so let's look into a pad, or you could actually make quickly our own pad. I mean, this is really quickly set up, so I can just show you the principle. Should bring our oscillator back. Give us some delay. So now just a quick pad, So what you hear is that this noise is just adding a little bit to the patch. It's just adding some kind of, some windiness, if you can say so. But actually it does sound not so good, because the patch is so bare bones that we hear too much of the wind, of the noise. So let's actually really pick a pad. Let's just go with the Dystopian Future pad again. So this is what it sounds like. But if we bring in noise, so you hear it here more subtle. Spend attention. And without. This is with. So it kind of has it adds airiness, air to your patch, right? So it makes it a bit more airy, is what you could say. You can even then make it less airy if you go into the darker range here. So it's still now in there, but you can't really hear it as wind. But it adds some airiness to the pad. So this is one way to apply this. The next most common way is, let's take a bass. Let's find a bass that is good. So if I increase this now, you hear this, it's like, there's this new, it sounds like if you have a blank sheet of paper and hitting a table with it or something, right? So it adds some attack transient. Okay, this is not how to play a bass, but... And this is pretty strong, so again, if you say, oh, this is too much, you can just either go down with the volume or make it less bright. dial it in gently, but it adds more clickiness to the attack, opposite to this. There's this clickiness more in the attack. And this is already the two main purposes of noise. You either bring it into a pad for more airiness, or you bring it into a bass or a plug patch, anything with a quick attack envelope on the filter, so you can hear this snappy effect, because the volume is more audible when the filter is more opened. This means that when this opening happens, you hear it, because if you turn this off without this, you still hear it a little bit, I guess. Just a little bit, it's really subtle, so you can't really hear it here. But with this envelope, because the envelope opens, or let me actually bring this off again. So if I hold down now, here you start to hear it. But down here it's so quiet that you can't hear the noise anymore. However, our envelope takes care of this, and then we get this snappy sound. So this is the two ways that noise is mainly used for, and everything else is probably just special effect sound design. So if you're creating some crazy SFX patches, then maybe noise can add up something. We can actually open one of these patches and look into this. I don't know if this will work now, but so I have this time modulation patch here. Actually not even audible because the filter is too closed. We can't hear anything here. Do I have another SFX? Too quiet. It will be audible in this range here. Here you hear it. This shh. Because if I bring this down, it's not in. Here you can hear it. So this is the weird kind of sound design stuff that I mean, where where noise could actually add something to your sound. Personally, I think there are not that many opportunities where you use this, but you know, like, you need to figure this out for yourself when you create patches, if you have use for this. Sometimes when you build ribbons like this for the filter, and then you have the noise, like, let's actually do this. Let's take this LFO off and instead link this to here. Let's see. So here, it sounds terrible, but you get the idea. So on other patches where this would actually play a snappy sequence with almost a percussive character, then volume would really add onto that. So yeah, if you create percussion with your synthesizer, because you can absolutely create kicks and snares and hi-hats with a synthesizer, which is another whole topic, but you could. And if you then take your drum patch and add noise to it, let's see if there's, like, I mean, here we have where the hell is the factory here? Factory, and then this is what I was looking for. So let's look for, do they have percussive as? I've never ever looked into these. I was just creating sounds. So I don't think that they have a section that is percussive. Maybe on our sequences, let's see. Probably not, but here. But it's wavetable, and we don't have noise on this. Wavetable we will cover in the next chapter. Here you can hear this a little bit, like it adds onto this. Compare this. It's a little bit subtle. Wavetable again. Let's look for something that's not wavetable, this analog. Yeah. Here you can really hear this. So this is the basic sound. If you bring this in, so you can hear it changes, like it adds more percussive elements because the noise is giving this clickiness. And what you notice, maybe it changes the sound overall. This is because, as you maybe notice, sometimes you have the noise as source for some modulation. So I guess somewhere here, here this randomizer sample and hold 2 has white noise as source. So if I make changes up here, it changes the way this randomizer works, and probably here are more things connected that are having the noise as source. But you get the idea, right? You hear the clickiness that was coming on top here. Of course, you need then to shape this and plan this from the very beginning for it to really sound good in a patch. But this is the next way. So you can apply it to pads to add airiness. You can use it on basses to make the attack transient harder, or you can just add it on percussive patches with sequences where the clickiness of the noise can make it just sound more percussive. So that's it. See you in the next episode.